Hello, my name's John. These are some Harlequin characters, and you're watching Wargames, Models, and Other Hobbies. Hello and welcome back to another video. In the first video of this series, you would have seen me put together this Death Jester. I will leave a link in the description to me building that. Today, out of the Solitaire and the Shadowseer, I am going to build the Shadowseer. So, this one is boxed, so let's get it open. I tend to open these just with a scalpel and just quickly cut them open like that. And then we can get the bits out. And what I will do as well for this one, I will get the instructions out, which doesn't really work when I open them the way I do. Let's cut that open. There we go. There you go. So there we have our little instruction sheet, and let's have a look at this kit. It's quite a nice little one, this one. It's put together quite nicely. We have an alternative weapon, and yeah, that's pretty much it on there. So let's start with the pieces and let's just go through one by one. So let's go 1 and 2. Chances are I won't even look at the instructions of this while I'm putting it together, but hey. Anyway, in the last video I talked about some Harlequins that I have, and I thought I had 500 points worth in the current version of 40k. I actually have close to 1,000, so I've got 1,000 point Harlequin force, so it would be rude for me not to put it together and then face my fear of painting it. Now, it's not that I really fear painting the Harlequins in general, but it's things like stripes, diamonds, checkers, all those things aren't my comfort zone for painting. So I will do some videos at some point of me painting them. I was thinking, once I've made these 3 characters, maybe doing a painting video for each of the models and doing different style of painting for each of them. But if you'd like to see that, drop it in the comments. Let's just glue that in place. So this Shadowseer is definitely, oops, a more delicate model than the Death Jester. Let me zoom on in while I do this. There we go. With the flowing capes and ribbons and things like that. But still, I do like the Harlequins. I actually quite like all the Aeldari. And I do actually, without realising it, have picked up quite a lot over the years, and I'm going to need to put them together. Something that I've done for a long time is just collect models and kits that I like the look of, and it's got to the point where I've got boxes of them and I need to sort them out and either make them, which is why I'm doing these videos, or if I don't want them anymore, get rid of them. So that's why I'm doing this little series of videos making these Harlequin characters. Realised I didn't clean that seam line up of that leg before I glued it together, but that's okay. That's okay. We'll see how easy this one is to put together. Doesn't seem overly complex. So at the moment it is already going together nicely and easily. So there it is so far. So the next bit is, this is why following it by numbers isn't always best, because it's asking for part 4, which is the head, and then part 7, which is the front of the hood, which isn't necessarily the order I would have gone with. But hey, maybe they numbered it wrong on the sprue when they first designed it, and then just went down the line of tweaking the instructions. I have seen on other kits things named wrong compared to the kit itself, and there have been amendments now and again. Okay, well that's good, no sprue line on that. Right, so let's carefully put this on. Now I do have a few ideas about painting these, which would be quite nice to have a bit of a play around with. Oop. So yeah, I'm going to look forward to putting a bit of paint on these. But first things first, I need to make them all. Oh, that has bent. There we go. That's meant to be like that. There we go, that's better. So that does fit in there. Now the one complaint I do have about some of these models is the way that they are very monopose. I know there's always been the more monopose models when they were metal and things like that, but it is nice to be able to kind of convert them a bit easier. To be honest, I haven't tried converting one of these, but just because of the pose, it kind of puts me off a little bit. But it is what it is. I'm sure people have done conversions of them. I do have a conversion at the moment that I'm thinking about starting. It's been in the back of my head for a while. If you watch videos on the channel, you would have seen my video on making a large scenic base to start a project. If you haven't, have a look at my videos. I'll quickly grab it so you can see. That's part of it, with a Warlord Titan head on it. But yeah, if you're interested in how to start making large scenic bases, it's a very quick, simple video. But yeah, I do have a conversion that I'm really thinking about starting very soon. So I do have so many projects on the go at the same time though. It kind of can sometimes be a little bit overwhelming knowing what to work on first, but hey. Oops, where does that fit in there? Okay, so that slots into there. But yeah, I find with some of these videos, as I'm just putting something together, I do babble a little bit. Apologies. If you've got any questions about the projects that I work on, these are the perfect videos for me to answer them in. So yeah, drop it in the comments if you've got any questions, and I will do my best to answer them whenever I do a making video like this. Now I want this gun just here, which I think off the top of my head is the Neuro Disruptor. That's what I want this character to have. I do enjoy kind of making and designing armies. Don't really get a chance to play them, but doesn't mean you can't design them and work out how you would play them down the line. So yeah, this little 1000 point Harlequin army is going to slowly take shape. Whoops, that pings away. How high up's that going to go? Okay, it goes quite high. There we go. There's, yes, a lot more delicate than the Death Jester. Right, that's okay. Only 3 more parts, which is quite nice. We've got the backpack. The one thing I do like about all of these kits, though, is seeing all the parts that kind of go into them. Although it might not be necessarily easy to convert the model itself, it does give you ideas for other conversions and where you could use the parts on another model. So it's like this backpack. I see this backpack and I think actually this could be quite a lot of different parts on a model, but that's, in this case it is just going to be the backpack. Go on like that. That goes on quite nicely and easily. I mean, this one, it's really nice to put together, this model, not overly complicated. Let's just move it out of the way so you can see the base getting made. So I have a spare arm on this kit, which can go into use with another kit at some point. Okay. Key thing. Looking at this, I think that's the bottom. Yep, so that is the top. And that is gonna go that way. So let's get some glue in there, and then at the same time let's touch some glue on the bottom, put the base on here, and then I'm going to capillary action some glue into there. Yeah, if there's any other videos that you'd like me to produce, please drop it in the comments. I do quite like doing these real-time videos, putting things together. It gives people a bit of an idea on how long it actually takes to put these together. I am aware that some people watch them at a sped up speed, which is fine by me. But yeah, if you want to put these on while you're doing your hobby, and then you can see how long it takes me to build these, gives you a bit of an idea if you get the models yourself. So okay, let's zoom out a little bit. So there is our Shadowseer, so along with the Death Jester from the last video. But yeah, that's it. Thank you so much for tuning in. My name's John, and you've been watching War Games, Models, and Other Hobbies.